What's going down? What's up, y'all? Kind of switching it up a little bit. I'm going from red to black. Sweet Moses. I'm going from red to black. Hold on. I'm going to white to red to white. Red's my favorite color though. So there's that. How are you guys doing today? Good, I hope. We got some good stuff. Today is the start of season 4. Again, we got to clap for ourselves because, I should do one of those things where you can hit the button and it starts doing it for you. But anyway, what's going on, my guy? Got Jer Bear in the house. Got I'm sure Rebecca's somewhere. Coming. How the kids? How the kiddos? Back from your people's house. Right? There she is. What's going on, Rebecca? How's it going this morning? Like this morning? It's morning somewhere. Said the monsters are sleeping. I love it. 70 years old, 8:30, and they both knocked out. Good. They saw the Minecraft movie. Okay, did they like it? Of course. Melatonin. Now she drugged him. The elixir of the gods. Melatonin. Boy. I know those nights. I used to do cocaine all the time. Melatonin. Like, go ahead and grab a couple. But then I noticed that he started wetting or whatever, so I kind of just gave him one. If he was kind of restless, I would give him one. But otherwise, whatever. Renita, the mad scientist. Hello, dear. How are you? Hello, Miss Anya. I see you, Anya. Of course, Renita's here. Anya's here. The Baker Acre. The Baker Farm. The Baker Acre. Renita, the mad scientist. I'm loving it. The This is the foundation right here that everything sits on. Look at that. Jerry says hello, Miss Anya. Hello, Christopher. She said, I see you too, my dear friend Fearless. Guess what? Chris is here too. Awesome. Love it. All right, so today I think we kind of have we have a kind of a I don't want to say a long thing or whatever because I want to try to shift things around a little bit if you guys don't mind. So I'm going to who's Jared? I don't know Jared. Are you saying Jerry? Who's Jared? I don't know. But So for those of you who are new to Ags Fearless, and then for those of you who are just family, welcome back to season 4, where we're not just surviving, we're gonna do some structuring. So tonight's episode is called 5 Simple Actions to Take When Nothing Feels Right. Here's the thing, life gets a little blurry, our motivation gets low, our connections feel flat, and even your purpose feels a little out of reach. But here's the truth. You don't need to burn a bridge. Hold on. That's what I get for eating rice. You should never eat rice and then do a show right after that because the shit gets stuck in your throat. Anywho, let's proceed. You don't need to burn a boat or bridges or a Tesla. Please don't burn my car, right? You don't need to numb yourself or fake your way through it. All you need is a system and a little bit of clarity. Okay? So tonight, what I'm going to do as your host and life coach, I'm going to give you 5, which is probably more. I'm going to give you 5 actions to take. No therapy sessions, no coaching sessions, no 30-day plans needed, no challenges, just real talk, real results to help you think a little clearer and help you get from point A to point B. You guys okay with that? Can we do that? Matter of fact, can I get a hell yeah before we get started? Can I get my hell yes? Of course, there it is. Thank you. Fearless, cue the montauk. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How are you guys? Absolutely amazing, I hope. I'm clearing everything out for myself right now so I can get started. I think that I was actually started a little early tonight, so you're welcome. Thank you too, by the way. I very much appreciate that. So again, welcome to Ags Fearless. I will be your host and neighborhood life coach for the evening. Before we get started, I want to let you know that there's usually a 60-second delay of what I see and hear, and vice versa. So if you say something to me and I do not respond, it is not, oh please, it is not because I don't care. It is not because I'm pompous. It is not because I am multitasking. It is because I literally can't hear you or see you yet. So give me a second. As soon as it pops up, I will do this here. So as soon as I see your stuff, I'll put it on the screen to let you know that I acknowledge it. Are we cool with that? Of course. How are you doing, Yachty? Hope all is going well. So tonight, we're going to add on to what we discussed in season 3, right? We talked about, oh my God, we talked about a lot in season 3, but we basically built out the foundation that everything for the most part is going to stand on. Okay. So our topic today is 5 simple actions to take when nothing feels right anymore. Let me ask you guys a question before we get started. How many of you have felt like I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore? Now, let me see you say I. I'll go first. Let me see you say I when life is just kind of shit on you a little bit and you have no idea which way to go anymore. I'm doing well, ma'am. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm doing very well. Fuck yes. All right, look at that. Look at that. Jerry has corrupted the minds of his. Jerry's over there corrupting the minds of people. Yep. So, and as you guys know, I read a lot, like a lot. And I like to think in systems. And systems, by definition, basically means that for the most part, one thing that goes in front of another, that goes in front of another, that goes in front of another. So it's a structure that's preordained or arranged for something else. So I think in patterns constantly. So tonight I'm going to teach you a pattern that I've learned, and hopefully I think it'll work for you. Hopefully it's so giving you this pattern, I promise you, it will help you look at things a little differently than what you do. It's good at problem solving. And not just that, but if you have a problem at a business, um, some company that you're at, not necessarily working there, just at in general, people in general, this system I'm going to teach you is great for a lot of different things. I've already gone through the thing with Yachty, and I think Jessica too. So they're already up on this, but I still want to give the rest of this stuff to you, amazing people. All right, so today, clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. This is what we do. Yeah. On you, clap for yourself. Christopher, clap for yourself. Today we're clapping because it is day 32 of 100 episodes. Day 32. Think about that. We've been rocking for over a month now. Every single day. Every day. We've been rocking. Right? No days off. And some of y'all, man, y'all been with me every step of the way. And I very much appreciate it. I very much appreciate it. I have no idea where this thing's gonna go. Don't know. At this, I care, but right now I want to give you guys so much. Unfortunately, I know they say it's not good to bombard people with information, but I got to give it to you. Right? It's my job. Hand it over. Okay. So who am I besides Batman? My name is Fearless Cummings. This is Tags Fearless. So thank you for joining. I have been a life coach for 23 years. I attended the Meta Institute where I got my first certification in life coaching, which was a therapeutic coach. I got a bunch of other degrees, or not degrees, certifications from the same school. Um, Certified Master Practitioner of NLP, Master Practitioner of NLP, Certified Master Hypnotherapist, which, um, Certified Master Practitioner of Humanistic Neurolinguistic Psychology. Boom. I have a bunch of other qualifications and certifications too, but honestly, who fucking cares? Honestly, like, no one cares. But my aunt said, please put them up there because you worked for it. So there you go. I'm still not putting the rest of them up. You get the picture. So as your life coach, I want to give you a quick warning because I do come with one. If you are easily offended, if you don't like to put in the work, if you like to sit and watch other people while you kick your feet up and watch that, then Jerry, Rebecca, will you please tell our newcomers exactly what they've won? Now, for those of you who you want something a little better, you want to take accountability, you don't mind putting in the work, and also a little odd humor from this life coach, then pull up a chair and welcome to Ask Fearless. Jerry, what have they won? Miss Anya's birthday is on Wednesday, and she will be 37 years young. Miss Anya is an amazing individual, like I've stated before. Absolutely. Thank you, Jerry. Fuck off and kick rocks. Oh, here's another thing, too. At this present moment in time, nothing I do is monetized. So, fuck off. If then this isn't for you. If you're easily offended. So, boom, bop. Oh. So, what do I do and what don't I do? So, let me give you that real quick and then we can kind of move on real fast. Hold on. Okay, I'm not here to motivate you. That's not what I do. I I'm here to give you structure, if you will. Hopefully inspire you, maybe. I think that's about it. Okay. Not here to coddle you or sugarcoat. Or like Miss Renita says, we are here to give you a kind word. Yes, Renita? Okay. Kind words, yes. Coddling, no. Here's the thing. I cannot want it, whatever that thing is that you want, to either be, do, have, give, or go in life. I can't want it more than you. Whoever does the work gets the credit. So if you come in and you say, these are my dreams, goals, and aspirations, I want you to basically build it for me, and then I'll just show up and claim everything. It doesn't work that way. If you want it, you build it. I'll assist. I'll give you an alley-oop. But around here, like training day, you got to put your own work in around here, champ. Okay? Number 4, I am not here to fix you because you're not broke. Dent, cracked, dinged, yes. Broke, not at all. Okay? So what am I here to do, Fearless? Well, I'm here to give you some tools that work. Right? And like I've said, like I've been saying, these trainings that I've created, they're boilerplate, which means they're straight across the board. The coaching comes in when you ask questions. The more questions you ask, the better I can help you. Okay? And those are some of the things we're going to be talking about as well. And we're going to kind of go back to what we were discussing before, which was accountability. Okay, I still want to go back into, I want to start bringing this back because I think it's a strong point that everything is based off of. Can I get a hell yes? Can I get a hell yes? Accountability. The state of being answerable, liable, and responsible. Answerable means we don't make excuses around here. Liable means we keep our word around here. Responsible means we do what needs to be done. Not because we want to, but because we have to. Okay? Responsible. The word means, by definition, the state of being answerable for what's within your control. Knowing and understanding where your shit starts and stops, that's how this works. Okay? You are responsible for your actions, your energy that you give off, your attitude, choices, and emotions. Those are yours. Yeah, those are yours. Okay? So Miss Jessica was asking me, but right before we started, she said, Fearless, is it possible? Can you, why do you have to consistently keep repeating this stuff? And, sadly enough, if I ask Jessica a question that normally we would all know, Jessica has a hard time answering that question because she doesn't really pay attention all that often. And repetition is key. That's the reason why I consistently tell people at the beginning of when we start that everything that we talk about, everything that we do is repetitive. You want to learn something? Repeat it. Anything worth knowing? Repeat it. Teaching? Repeat it. Everything revolves around this one word, repetition. Okay? We know this. So why is it that certain people amongst us have to consistently keep asking that same question? Because I have to. No, we are not talking down to you, ma'am. Not whatsoever. We are reminding people that this is the reason why we repeat this stuff, because some of us forget what we're saying, so that we have to keep repeating it. This is not just for you, Jessica. This is for any and everyone. You're not the first person to have told me this. But here's the thing, you're not going to be the last. But the next time I could say, you know what, everyone, how about this? How about you go to season 4, episode 32, and then you'll know why we consistently keep repeating the same shit. Is that okay with you, ma'am? Jessica, I wanted to tell you something. I now have beef with you. You see how that works, ladies and gentlemen? If you have a problem, you tell that person. I have beef with you now, Jessica. And now I will tell you. Beef. Do you see me? Do, do, do you see that, Miss Jessica? Do you see that? Beef with you now. So anyway, please grab your pen and paper, paper, pen and paper, or whatever you like, so we can focus. If you like snacks and drinks, go grab those. Also grab your dreams, goals, aspirations, and problems, and prepare for the flight. Don't forget, write it all down. Is that okay with you, Miss Jessica? Oh, where's she at now? She's probably dealing with the kiddos. She's pretty good, Mom. I'll give her that. Whatever. So, again, like Jesse always says, she don't like to write. She likes to swipe or screenshot. Okay? I'm going to give you guys some good shit here. Uh, top 5 values, Constitution, pledge, self-pledge. Please keep this shit on you. Okay? Like, you already know what this is. Ma'am, you already know what I was going to say before I said it. Okay? That's how we're doing this. So, like everything else, ladies and gentlemen, it starts with me first. Thank you, Jerry Bear. You see this? I don't even have to ask Jerry. Jessica, he knows. Are you seeing this? This man knows it. You live right next door to me. Right next door, ma'am. You and I have beef. We now have beef. Beef. Okay, so what is my top 5? There you go. You see it. And here's the thing. I actually changed my shit up a little bit. I changed it up. Number 3 is stay solid and principle and character. See how I move those things around? That's how that works. That's how it works, ladies and gents. You know what I mean? That's how it works. And look what else I changed up a little bit. Changed up my constitution. Again, this is your shit. So if you feel that, hey, something else needs to go above something else, put it there. Switch that shit up as much as you need to. First thing is be the best father I can be. Number 2 is stay calm and be solid in your character. Then I put ask for stuff. And then I put lead by example, even if you're alone. Remember, all these were actually a little lower. See what I'm saying? Your constitution is going to change. You're going to evolve certain things, take certain things out, put certain things together, right? That's how that works. And then my pledge is mine. I don't need to go into it. Like I said, ladies and gents, like I said, please ask me anything that you want, whatever, including you too, Miss Jessica. Even though we have beef, you're more than welcome to ask anything you like. I am only here to help, ladies and gentlemen. I'm only here to help. We got a lot to discuss on our little topic today. So, but here are our cheat sheets on how to respond. So, we're going to talk about exit. Don't trip, I got you. Voice, loyalty, neglect, and consequences. Okay? Like, we're going to touch it and then run. So, can we get started right quick? Yes, you already said yes. I'm just going to go. Okay. But before I start, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you just now tuning in, welcome to Ask Fearless. I am Mr. Fearless Cummings, and welcome to my humble show and channel. Today, we are talking about the 5 simple actions to take when nothing feels right anymore. And in a little bit, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. So, today, I wanted to kind of switch it up a little bit um, and give you this system by this guy that I read about by the name of Albert Hirschman. He's an economist, a political thinker, and he's known for a bunch of human developmental theory and human behavior. I don't know if you guys can see a lot of this, but don't worry about it. I got you. The book itself is called Exit, Voice, and Loyalty. Now, I'm going to tell you in 4 easy little things of what this book is about and what this whole thing is going to be about today. Question: why would you? Right, that's what the whole book is about. Why would you leave? My exit, voice, speak up and say something. Number 3, stay out of loyalty. Number 4, neglect or ignore everything going on around you. Somebody says a slight word to you, something happens, yeah, and you just kind of ignore shit. Any of y'all been around people where you just kind of let bullshit just slide off of you? This is that neglect thing. Matter of fact, here I'll put it up there. I'll say I. Right, but this is what that is. That's what it's for. Okay. So here we go. 5 simple actions to take when nothing feels right anymore. You see these little cogs in a wheel? That's all we're doing. That's what we're working on today. All right. So the very first one is exit. Sometimes leaving is growth. Other times it's escape. So the pros on this is hello, Miss Jessica. The pros on this is protect your peace. Right? That's the reason why you'd have to leave. And like I said, exit means to go. Get the hell away from the situation. Right? Because in not only that, but number 2 is it ends the toxic cycle quickly. So I'm out. Goodbye. See you. I'm not gonna mess around with this. Right? But then it also creates the mess, it creates space for new beginnings. So remember, every time one door closes, something else opens. When Jessica got bombarded with her job, another opportunity opened up a little bit down the road for her. But again, she stayed strong, she stayed tough, and weathered through that shit to come out and still be doing well, right? So the cons of leaving, the cons is that it can become a pattern of avoidance. Because you got to think about that. Sometimes we'll leave a situation because, like, number 1, it's painful as shit. B, we need our peace. But sometimes we'll leave a situation just because we don't want to deal with it. Right? Like, think about that. We don't want to deal with it, so we'll walk away. As opposed to dealing with it, getting over it, and then doing whatever you need to do from there. Jessica has told me on so many occasions, bro, why are you still fucking with these people? Yo, why are you still over here with this dude? Yo, why don't you just tell them this and the other? Am I lying, Jessica? Right? So even the coach gets coached. Right? Even I have to be humbled sometimes. Don't like it, but it happens. Right? The other thing is that when you walk away, you close and burn bridges. You will close and you will burn bridges behind you. Sometimes, man, it's bridges that you don't want to burn. Sometimes it's those sometimes it's those doors that you don't want closed either, right? Doesn't guarantee internal change. Walking away doesn't. It doesn't whatsoever. Sometimes it doesn't change anything. You know, the fact of the matter is you're gone. I mean, if you want to say that's a change, right? So with this, we're going to also have some reflective questions too. So, am I leaving for peace or am I running from discomfort? So when you think about walking away from something, you have to ask yourself, am I leaving for my peace of mind or am I running away because I'm uncomfortable? A man once told me that we're either running towards something or running away from something. It's a pain pleasure principle, right? And you got to remember that. Thank you, Ms. Jessica. Although we beefing, thank you. See that? I could separate the person from the feeling, the emotion. See what I mean? Have I voiced my needs before choosing to leave? Have I said everything I needed to say before I dipped out? Because think about it like this. When you just walk away from something, when you walk away from a person, if you haven't told them, they have no reason why. They don't know why you left. And for the most part, you might be thinking, shit, I know they know why I left. How would they know? You never told them. They're not mind readers. Just because somebody else treats you like shit, to them, they may not see it like that. Hold on. Somebody else may not see that they've treated you like that. Right? Sucks. Right? And you might be thinking, man, I know that they know how they treated me. No, they don't. If you didn't open your mouth to say nothing, they don't know. Okay? But you left, so now they'll never know, right? What lesson am I carrying forward? Not just the traumas. So we're talking about, again, in businesses, in relationships, platonic, romantic, business, regardless. What are you carrying forward with you? What are you taking forward? What did you learn from the situation? Huh? What do you guys think about that? Have you guys ever ran towards peace or ran from discomfort? Matter of fact, let me ask you another question. How many of you, and I'm gonna say I, before I even ask, how many of you have ran from a situation, never even telling the person why you left? How many of you ran, not walked, ran from a situation and never even told the person why you left? See what I mean? Jerry said, hell yes, he has. Can I get a second or a third on that? Rebecca said, yep. What about you, Yada? You ever ran from something and didn't tell somebody why you were leaving? Just saying, man, it happens that way, right? Voice. This is the second one. So first was exit to leave. Now it's voice. Speaking up is a strategy, but it requires timing, truth, and tonality. Tone. If you guys remember when we talked about body language, when we talked about the lines of the three steps in communication, it was words, tonality, and then body language. Tonality made up like 30 some percent of your stuff, right? When you're communicating with people, right? 30% of that is tonality. The rest of that 55% is your body language, right? So, what does this build on? So, the pros is that telling a person how you feel builds clarity and connection right off top, right? It builds clarity and connection, right? You know exactly what you said, you know why you said it, and you know who you said it to, right? No, there ain't no miscommunication. You got it. But it opens door for progress. Here's the thing. At first, I wrote down it opens doors for change. Change is inevitable. Change is going to happen whether you want it to or not. Progress is something that you have to work towards. We got you, Miss Anya. We got you, dear. Um, but change is something that's inevitable. Okay, now progress, oof, you got to work for that, right? Strength, it's strength. Talking to people, talking things out, strengthens your self worth and assertiveness, right? So sometimes you got to say something. Shit, Jessica used to tell me about that constantly, bro. If this was any other situation, you'd have been had these motherfuckers' heads. But I didn't. And I'm going to tell y'all why I didn't in a couple slides from here. Right? Okay. But speaking up for yourself, man, that's a beautiful thing. Right? So what are the cons of speaking up? Well, it can trigger conflict or defensiveness. Right? It requires emotional maturity and tactfulness. How many of y'all, and please answer me, how many of y'all know people? Say if you know somebody who has, they have they lack emotional maturity and tactfulness when you're disagreeing with them or when you're having a disagreement or argument with them. That it's like, what? Like, are you a fucking child? Grown ass people act like children. So let me go ahead and throw mine in there. Right? I know you do, Rebecca, working with kids and shit. It's crazy. And their parents. Right? One more question, real fast. How many of you have been around a person that may be that may not be received or respected in general, where you say something to them and number one, it's not received, or they just don't give a shit about what you're talking about because they don't respect you or your motherfucking boundaries, right? Let me get an eye. If you've been around somebody who don't give two shits about your boundaries, they don't respect anything that comes out your mouth. Hmm? They don't respect nothing to come out your mouth. How do you say that? Yeah. That's how that happens sometimes, right? So what's our reflective questioning? Right? Jerry said, hell yeah. Right? So am I speaking to connect with this person or to control this person or the situation? Should have put that in there. That's a good question. She asked, Miss Anya, where were you when you got lost? Um, Miss Anya had made the comment. Hold on. Sorry, I think I probably. Yeah, so she said, I'm still trying to find out who I really am. I just want to find myself. Here, Miss Anya, one of the things um that I've noticed about you, at least in the time that I've known you, you are one of those individuals that you again from the outside looking in, you are probably one of the most surest people on who you are, what you represent, and what you stand for that I have ever met in my life. Yachty, Jessica, would you agree with that? So I would love to understand a little bit more um, about that, of where you are or where you think you should be in that, because like people, whether you know it or not, and I tell you all the time, people follow a lot of what you do. Even Yachty agrees. Like people follow a lot of what you do, and you're not even trying to have so-called followers. People just innately follow you. I've been doing this for 300, not 300, huh, not yet, right? I've been doing this for 32 days now. I have barely 300 and some odd viewers or whatever. You've been doing this for 2 weeks, and this woman has 4,000 people showing up to her stuff. No joke. Like, she's like, what? Really? Stop that shit. All right. So, am I speaking to connect or control? And you really have to ask that question, because whenever you're talking to a person, you really have to ask, why am I opening my mouth? Am I trying to connect with you, or am I trying to control the situation? Next thing is what's my silence costing me? Because to open your mouth costs, but to keep quiet is going to cost you even more sometimes, right? Have I practiced what I want to say before expressing it? Yes. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Have I practiced what I wanted to say before I say it? I've had to do that before. Here's my little notepad, right? I'll grab a pen and piece of paper and start typing out what I want to say. I'll type it in and put it in ChatGPT, see what it comes up with, and I may have to use some of that based on what I was saying. Let's see. You good? Okay. Oh, hold on, please. Okay. So there's that one there. All right. So for those of you just now joining, my name is Fearless Cummings. Welcome to Ask Fearless. I am your host and life coach for the evening. Today is episode 32, season 4. And our topic today is 5 simple steps or actions to take when nothing feels right anymore. All right. I know that you all feel like that, because shit, I know that I do. Right. So loyalty isn't weakness unless it's to your own suffering. Okay. What do I mean by that? So the pros of this is loyalty shows dedication, commitment, and patience. Right. I'm gonna ride with you no matter what. Like, I'm in this with you. Okay. It can lead to long-term trust and healing. Staying down for a person, staying loyal to a person, right? And it builds that emotional endurance. Emotional endurance means that, man, shit, I'm gonna run this lap with you. I'm gonna run this marathon with you. Man, every time you look to the left or right, I'm gonna be right there with you. Right? That's loyalty. Okay. Now, what about the cons of loyalty? We know what the good shit is, but what are the cons to loyalty? It can be self-sacrificing. What do I mean by that? Look at everything I've done for you. Look at how loyal I've been to you. Look at what I've given up for you. At that point, it's a transactional relationship. That ain't loyalty. That's a fucking contract. See what I mean? May enable dysfunction or stagnation. When you're with a person and they ain't moving, but you're not moving because they not moving, this is dysfunctional. We just staying in one place. Why are we not moving forward together? Right? I think that if you really think about a relationship in general, to me, the definition of a relationship, the objective of a relationship. Matter of fact, let me ask you, what do you guys think? And there's no wrong answer. You okay? Okay. Let me ask you guys one question. What do you think the definition of a relationship is? And matter of fact, how about this? It can be, just give me one sentence, if you will, or a word. But I want to know what your definition of a relationship is. What's your definition? Another question you might ponder, and you can write this down too. What is the objective of a relationship? What is the objective of a relationship? Matter of fact, if you want, you can just answer that one. Teamwork. Okay. But Jerry, what's the objective of teamwork? Right? In a relationship, what are you guys doing? What's the objective of it? If a person says you should get married, okay, great. Why? What will I gain from this? What's the objective of this courtship? Anybody else? Yachty, you're getting married. Miss Anya, Chris, you guys gonna have a ceremony. What do you think the objective of a relationship is? To bring happiness to your partner. Okay. This is what Jerry says. Okay, Renita says a relationship is a state of togetherness. The purpose should be to build on life together. Okay. Rebecca says teamwork makes the dream work. Okay. I think that I think that they're all commendable. The one thing I've always understood that a relationship in one word and the objective of a relationship for the most part, one word. Growth. I mean, every one of your answers are correct. They're all right. To love, to build, the ups and downs, to work together and to work together, right? I mean, so again, it's all growth, correct? All of it, right? Can you get stuck? Now, here's the thing. I'm going to shit on you just for a second. Just for a second. I love you guys' thing or whatever, but I wanna give you guys something. So I want you to think about a pyramid, right? I want you to think about a pyramid. On one side of the pyramid, shit, can I find something? Bear with me here. I want to show you guys something. Come on. Okay. Just show me a pyramid. I just need a simple pyramid, people. Okay. I got one, I think. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys something. So this right here is you. Do you guys see what I'm doing here? See my little scroller? So this right here is you. This right here, ah, damn it. Oh, please. Okay, this right here is you. God damn. Hold on, let's see. Show this type of set. This right here is you. This right here is your mate. Okay? So you have your wants and needs, right? Wishes, dreams, goals, aspirations. Your mates will have their wants, needs, aspirations, and all that shit, right? Here's the thing. For the most part, you yourself cannot make this person over here happy. It doesn't work that way. Now I'm gonna show you how that works in a minute. Okay? So you have your dreams, goals, aspirations. You have things that you want to be, do, have, give, and go in life, right? Now you can share them with your mate. Share them with them. But as far as your hopes, needs, wants, dreams, all that shit, no. No. Doesn't work that way. Up here is the relationship. Okay? It stands separate from both of you, but yet together, if that makes sense. So up here is the relationship. This is you. This is your person, right? So if it is impossible to make this person over here happy, then what do? You worked to the fulfillment of up here. So you both meet each other here for the relationship to grow together. You bring your hopes, needs, and dreams up here. You can't pass them to each other because then what happens if such and such doesn't like this or such and such doesn't like that? Then now you got an issue, right? Why you think that so many people get upset when it says, well, I'm doing all this for you and this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 and they're never happy, right? So, so how can I put this in a way that you'll understand it just like that? When you go work for somebody, here's you, right? Here is, I don't know if you guys can see this. Here is your boss. And right here is the job. The boss says to you, I need you to do this, 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 all this shit. These are going to be your responsibilities. Okay. Now, is he giving them to you because he personally wants you to do these things? Fuck no. He's giving you this for the relationship up here. Your boss is not going to ask, your boss can ask you to come in early. And you can say, all right, yeah, cool. But what are you getting out of it? Most people are not going to show up to work for nothing. Most people will not. So you're doing it for a reason. You might love your wife. You may love your husband. But sometimes, and I'm just going to put it out there, sometimes that love will start to kind of whimper and whimper. So then you have to find something more to reach towards when that shit starts whimpering out a little bit. And what is that? It is the relationship within itself. It's this pinnacle up here that you're working towards. See, when you call your woman your partner, that right there, to me, that's, again, because I'm heterosexual male, right? That up here, that's what this is. So I can say, like, yeah, I did this for you, but did I do this for you? Or did I do this for our, what is that word that there, am I doing this for our pinnacle? Right? It's the same thing when a job asks you to do something, right? They may have personal wants, needs, and wishes, and this and the other, but they're not going to really give that to you because technically that's not really yours to fulfill for that person. That is the reason why every relationship has to have outside relationships. So Jerry, for instance. Jerry, if you don't like dancing, but drop a beat and Rebecca's pop locking, I'm talking about the running man. She is going dumb with it, robot and everything. That is a need that you cannot fulfill for her, correct? So then, therefore, she is going to have to create another relationship that's connected to this relationship in order to get those needs met. So when people say that I'm going to be this, that, and the other for you to death, bro, that is dirty as shit because that's putting so much weight on one person that they have to be all of this encompassing thing. Where it's like, no, you don't have to be. I know that if I'm with such and such, if I love books and I love going to um and I love going to jazz clubs and I love doing this and the other. But my wife, my girlfriend, my partner, she hates that shit. She might do it with me once in a while, but if I notice she doesn't enjoy that, why the fuck? You okay? Okay, buddy. Why the fuck would I make her do something that she doesn't want to do? So therefore, I have to form another relationship outside of that one to fulfill my wants and needs. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about growth, growth is a very elusive word. When we talk about um when we talk about building, what are we building? Does it always have to be together? Can I hold your hand while I build this up over here? You know them kids and badass kids, and then parents usually put them leashes on them. Can I hold that leash while you go out and go do your thing? Is that okay? Not necessarily to keep track of you, but again, relationships, man, they are very finicky sometimes. That you have to have other relationships outside of that one to make your marriage work. I read this book by Phil Donahue and Marcia Clark, I think is her name, or whatever. They've been married for like 50 fucking years. And one of the things that they talked about was building relationships outside of the relationship that they have. You cannot expect my husband or wife to give me everything that I fucking need. That is impossible for one person to do. Matter of fact, not only impossible, it's impractical for one person to do all that. Thank you. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's not a Connie Chung is Maury's wife. Connie Chung is Maury's wife. Marsha Clark. Marsha Gale Clark, I think. Hold on, give me a second. Oh shit, sorry guys. Let me go back to our stuff. But here, let me find it. Hold on. Marsha Clark was I know. Give me a second. Give me a second. Now you got me all fucked up. Give me a second. Hold on. Who is Phil Donahue's wife? Marl isn't is that her name? Marlo Thompson? Marlo Thompson. Can you guys see this? Yep. They've been married for yeah, I think they've been how long have they been married? Oh wow, she died. Oh, hold on. Is she dead? Well, did they? Don't tell me they got a divorce. Please tell me she's dead. I mean, respectfully speaking. I'm just saying, y'all watching. Oh, no, you good. I messed up too, Marlo Thompson. Did they get a divorce? Dude, that's crazy. Divorce. Hold on. Wow. Okay. He died. He died last year. Okay, so she was married to him for 40 years. So I said 50, 44, sorry. Right? They have a really good book together. But I'm just saying though, like, yeah, I did not know that. Wait a minute, hold on. It said that he died, then hold on, she's still around? Yeah, he died last year. And I thought she was still here though. No, she's still here. She is 87 years old. Sweet Moses. So yeah, anyway. Yeah. Look at you. But again though, they have a really good book together. And I mean, I'm just saying you guys should read that. Especially those of you guys who are getting married. Oh, thank Fred Flintstone. I appreciate that. Thank you. Uh um but so often yeah, so sorry. So loyalty often is confused with obligation too. And when you feel obligated to a person, you're going to be doing things literally out of obligation. Not because you want to do it, but because you feel obligated. You feel compelled to do it. Right? And we got to be very comfortable with that. So, loyalty reflective questions. Hold on. What's the name of that book? Give me 1 second. Hold on. Nope. Hold on. Maybe it's Phil. Maybe it's Phil Donahue kind of you first. Dude, where are there? What makes a marriage last? There it is. See it? So I told y'all, boy, I'm a bad man when it comes to books. I'm a bad man when it comes to books. I'm a bad man. Oh, that's funny. It should be Peter Griffin, Chris, not Fred Flintstone, sir. But like, yeah, so that's the name of the book. And it's a really good book, man. I mean, I don't plan to get married myself, but it's a really good book. Hold on, people. Did I see Naomi in here? What? Hello, dear. Hi. I've not heard from you all day today. How are you doing? Hold on. If I check that book out at our little library town, you know what? Just get it on Amazon. Just get it on Amazon. I'm telling you, man, it was a really good book though. Really good book. I found this book way more not only encouraging, but more beneficial and more practical than the Five Love Language book, because this is real practical shit. And again, they interviewed a bunch of different people from all different walks of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like that's the reason why it has almost 2,000 rating and 4.6 stars. You know how hard it is for 2,000 people to read your shit and give it 4.6 stars? Hold on, Jack. Fuck Jack. All right, well that's cool too, I guess. But I'm just saying, get the book. It's a really good book for those of you who are married or planning on getting married. I'm just telling you, I can't coach you through everything. And again, I one of the things I told Jessica early on was that um I don't want to talk about something that I'm not that I don't really experience or do myself. I'm not married. I've never been married. Not gonna lie to you, I don't really plan to uh get married. But I think just being a loyal person in general is still, is a prerequisite for not being an asshole. Okay, so loyalty. So is loyalty, is this loyalty or fear of starting over? Is this loyalty or the fear of starting over? Oh shit. Sorry. Oh please. Sorry guys. Is this loyalty or the fear of starting over? They've already heard me say we have pigs and don't go look up at Jerry. Yes, that is horrible. You guys are bad. Them pervert jokes that you guys got, it's gonna land one of y'all in jail. Weirdos. All right, so but yeah, I think it's a good question though. Is this loyalty or is it fear? Right, in Jerry, your case, it should be fucking fear. Right? What am I loyal to? The person or the potential? And here's another thing that I would throw in there too. The person, the potential. Matter of fact, y'all can see what I'm about to do. Here. I made that big so you can see it. Or the title. Or the title. Am I loyal to the person, the potential, or the title? Or the title. Think about that. Why would I add the title? Because some people, that's what they're loyal to. Not the person, not your history, not their potential. Because what happens if they're an asshole? And you've been with them forever. And you know they're probably not going to change. So what potential are you marrying or staying married to? Or fuck marriage. Are you loyal to in general? Right? So if I call a person my friend, if I call this person my best friend, if I call this person my partner, who am I loyal to? The person, their potential, or that title? Right? That's like when people say, man, Officer Hoyt, he would never break the law. He's an officer. He's a peace officer. Right? So they're not loyal to the person. They're loyal to the title. Well, people say, nah, police officers don't lie. Why would they lie on you? Again, you're not loyal to the person. You're loyal to the badge, to the title. See what I mean? Okay. Does aligning with this align with my personal values, or is it just my history? Right? So moving forward, if I know that my goals have shifted, if I know that my values have shifted, if I know that my constitution has shifted, if my pledge to myself has shifted, why am I still fucking with you? Because yours are the same. Yours don't seem to be moving. Matter of fact, you seem to be backtracking. By show of hands, how many of you know somebody that you've known since high school who still does the same shit that they were doing back in high school today? Why watch my shit? Hi. Hi. I know several people like that. I know several people like that. Dude, I know still on the prowl for women. The man doesn't have a car. He stays at a homeless shelter. Dead ass. Not a joke. But he's always on Plenty of Fish looking for women. He has no kids. Homie barely got a job. Barely got a job. So that's all I'm saying, man. All right, so neglect. We're kind of trying to fly through this one a little bit. Neglect is when you leave, when you can't leave, you won't speak up, and you refuse to care. This is where you end up. When you can't leave, you won't speak up, and you don't give a fuck. This sounds like a job. Does it not? Does it not? Does that sound like a job to you? You can't leave. You won't speak up for yourself. You refuse to care, and this is where you end up. Bro, when you neglect or ignore, it's a temporary mental escape for survival tactics. When I get stressed, I get to work and I'll go play a video game for a while because it brings it down. And I just ignore everything else. All I want to do is play my game. That's it. Right? I avoid direct conflict in unsafe situations. Right? No, I'm good on that. I don't want to be around that. May create emotional distance to self-protect. Okay? Hell, honestly, the pros sound worse than the cons. So what are the cons? Long-term damage to self-worth and relationships. Remember we talked about the currency of character? Every time you withdraw, every time you take away, every time you siphon from your character, from your integrity, what are you doing to yourself? You're fucking bankrupting yourself. That's what sometimes ignoring shit will do to you. It builds resentment and disconnection. Again, not just with other people, but it does it to you. It leads to bitterness and burnout. Just saying sucks. Does it not? Bitterment. Right? Bitterness. Burnout. So what's our reflective questioning? Okay. What am I avoiding by checking out? By me going off somewhere else in La La Land, what am I avoiding? Where in my life have I stopped showing up? Come on now. Where in your lives have you stopped showing up in certain places? So I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm thinking about myself right now. I showed up to this, but you know what though, man? I haven't really been attentive and showing up for my health as much as I should be. See, that's what I'm looking at right now. What's going to take me to re-engage with purpose? Okay, well, let's look at my constitution. Number 1 says to be the best father I can be, right? Let's look at my values. Top 5 is my son. Okay. Third one is to stay solid, to be a man of character. Okay. So that means that, again, what am I not showing up for? Jessica says friendships. Again, I also think that depends on your definition. See what I mean? Pool popping. That's all it is. Bonus time, motherfuckers. Boom. And today we got 2 of them. So I'm going to go real quick on them. So number 1, every choice that you don't consciously make is still making something of you. If you remember when we talked about, you cannot not communicate with somebody. So if you walk into a room and you sit down and you don't say shit to people, that sometimes says all you need to say. That sometimes speaks more loudly than the other stuff, right? But what are the pros of facing the consequences? It reveals the truth that you've been avoiding. Okay? That's what it does. It reveals the truth that you've been avoiding. What else does it do? It forces accountability and self-awareness. It forces accountability and self-awareness. Now, again, what is this? This is taking everything at the end of this is consequence. Everything that you do in life, good or bad, has a set of consequences that come along with it. Right? And these consequences can also trigger and transfer. They can trigger that transformation and that clarity. Okay? When you decide that, man, I don't want to be here no more. When you say, you know what, man, I'm good on this shit. That means you're willing to take the consequences that come with it. So what's the cons of ignoring the consequences? Long-term damage to self-esteem and your trust. Remember what we talked about before? Well, I just talked about it, right? And the currency of character. Every time you siphon, every time you take away, every time you withdraw from your character, you're taking away a piece of you. Every single time you do it. Every time. Right? We repeat cycles with new people or places. So you're going to go into another situation. It's like being in a relationship with somebody and you're toxic as fuck, but you go into another relationship thinking, well, thank God I got out of that one. But it's been your goofy ass the whole entire time. It's been you. And then you leave that relationship, you go into another relationship, and you think, damn, why do I keep fucking with the same type of ain't shit people? Like Cat Williams said, what is it about you that keeps attracting these motherfuckers? Right? But that's what happens when you take no accountability. That's what happens when you don't accept the consequences. Regret from inaction or avoidance. When you just do nothing. This is worse than ignoring. You're ignoring the shit that you gotta do something about. Man, the consequences are gonna get worse if you don't do something. Motherfucker, do anything. Don't just stand there. Right? I know people that just do that. Just stand there. Goofy ass. Right? Consequential reflective questioning. What has this pattern already cost me emotionally, financially, in relationally? Tongue twister. Relationally. What is this pattern? And again, Jerry, matter of fact, no, Jerry. Jessica, how often does a pattern happen? How many times does something need to happen in order for it to become a pattern? What has this pattern already cost me emotionally, financially, relationally? Again, we got to ask that. Okay? If I don't change this, if I don't change this, what does this do for me next year? And what does next year look like if I don't do this something today right here, right now? I can answer that. That shit will bother you and bother you, bother you and bother you until you do it. Even if there's nothing in it for you, just getting it out there, getting it off your fucking chest, sometimes is good enough. Sometimes it's good enough. Okay? Am I willing to live with the long term consequences of this current behavior? Am I willing to live with the long term consequences of this current behavior? Again, that's a subjective question. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. I know what you did because you didn't remember that. You went into your phone and you started looking it up because you took pictures. I know you did. I know you. I know you're kind. And we're still beefing. Matter of fact, I beef with you. All right, so bump this. Here's the second bonus. Think before you decide. Okay? Please think before you decide. The space between trigger and transformation. So the pros of thinking before you decide, it shifts you from reaction to intention. Okay? Good job, Jessica. Just want to throw that out there. Good job. Right? You want to think before you do shit. Think before you act. And I'm speaking to the choir, and I'm working on this shit myself. But I created it, so hopefully I'll do it too. Right? And the other thing is that it empowers long-term peace over short-term comfort. When you think shit out before you do it, think it out. It builds emotional maturity and discernment. Discernment means that I can tell the difference. I can see the difference between where I'm at and where I'm trying to get to. Right? I can see the difference. So, what are the cons of skipping this step? Well, you fall back into the same shit you were doing before. Regret from impulse choices. Okay? Wasted energy on the wrong things and people again. By show of hands, let me see I of those of us who are guilty of wasting our time with people who don't fucking deserve it. How many of us, after they've shown us constantly that they do not deserve our time, that they do not deserve our love, that they do not deserve our patience, that they do not deserve our energy? How many of us have wasted our fucking time on these people? Oh, stop talking. What the fuck out of here? So, reflective questions. What outcome do I actually want from this situation? Isn't that what what's up, Sean? How you doing, dear? What outcome do I actually want from this situation? Think about that. What do I want from this? Isn't that the same thing with goal setting? Isn't that the same thing with the intention? What do I want? Why do I want it? Why is this? Why is it so? What this is? You know what I mean? Come on now. Why is this that? Right? What would my highest self? What would my highest self choose? Not my ego, but not my fear. Right? So the highest, I should have just wrote, what is your highest constitution or your principle, your morals, your ethics? That shit that we stand on, what would that person choose? You see what I'm saying? What would that person stand up for? That's all I'm asking. What aligns, which options Which options align with my values, not just my emotions? You got to ask that question too. You hear me? You got to ask that. Some serious shit there, yo. How does this equate with my highest levitivity of my values and my constitution, my pledge to myself, my pledge to my family, right? I don't know. So, Shauna, I know you missed quite a bit, but here's our cheat sheet. We are there. So, which one of these, before I give you my final thoughts and I let you guys out of here, which one of these did you guys really connect with the most? Which one did you connect with the most? Is it walking away, saying something, loyalty, neglect, which is ignoring shit, and again, the suffering the consequences because you know they're coming, and thinking before you decide to act? Which one of the, I mean, or all of them? Fuck, I don't know. For me, yeah, I'm gonna go because again, I wrote it. Oh, Jerry said 1 and 4. Oh, okay, just walk the fuck off and ignore it. Oh, okay. Oh shit, man. I see y'all. Everybody, Shauna. What's up, girl? Jerry said 4 and 1. Renita said 1, 2, and 6. So she said walk off, say something, and think before I act. Okay. Miss Yachty said all of them. What say you, Jessica? What say you, Rebecca? So real fast, Shauna. So this is technically the 5 simple actions to take when everything. Oh shit. Okay. I don't even need to explain it. I like it where it's good enough that you know exactly where we are. I love that. Thank you. Miss Shauna said 1, 2, and 4. Naomi, you still with us? Which one did you go with the most? Oh, so loyalty and neglect. Those are the ones that really hit you. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think number one, I'm loyal to a fault. Dumb as shit. So, like, yeah, I'm quick to walk away. So I'll go 1, 3, and 5. I'll go 1, 3, 5. Yeah, I do 1, 3, 5 for myself. What about you, Christopher? What about you, Miss Anya? Okay, so while we're doing that, I'm gonna go into my final thoughts. And I thought I'd read it, show you guys what it was, and then I'll kind of read it and we could kind of go from there. But whether you act or you don't, whether you speak or stay silent, leave or linger, life, ladies and gentlemen, will hand you the consequence either way. The goal isn't to avoid life, it's to know what you need to do and to choose wisely with the options that you have. That's what this is, right? So the goal isn't to avoid shit. It's to see it for what it is, accept it for what it is, or at least acknowledge it, and then deal with it accordingly. But to duck your fucking head in the sand like a goddamn ostrich, you're being cynical, you're being obtuse, you're being a fucking coward. That's what that is, right? Off top. So, ladies and gents, I leave you with that. I appreciate you guys coming and joining me I truly do. Shauna, she said, I'm back to work. Oh, okay. I'm back to work. Worked my first 12-hour shift in 14. God damn. She said, I wasn't ready. Hey, are you back at where you wanted to be? Are you working where you want to be? Let me ask that. Good night, Jer Bear. See you guys tomorrow. She said, yes, I am. Congratulations. Congratulations, Miss Threats. DJ Threats. See, I remember you still wanted to be a DJ. I ain't forgot. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Have a good night. And like I always tell you, dream big.